Hi, welcome to howcookingworks.com. Today we're going to be cooking a gourmet meal of chicken pesto penne with button mushrooms, porcini, and spinach. This video assumes you have never cooked before, so seriously, if you have never cooked before, you will be able to pull this dish off. Not only that, you will impress your friends, save money, and eat healthier. I don't know what else you can really ask for. So the problem with cooking is when you cook one meal, you're typically eating it for an entire week. So if you cook spaghetti, you will be eating it for days and it gets pretty boring after a couple days. So what we're going to do today is with all the ingredients you see in this video, we will be able to cook 2 meals with 2 servings each. That will last you 4 days. All the ingredients are also from Fresh and Easy, so with all the ingredients you see in this video, you will be able to find it easily at that market. Now let's go over the ingredients. First, we have some olive oil. We're going to need the olive oil to saute the chicken. Next, some salt and pepper. For the salt and pepper, we want to make sure our cooking isn't bland, so we're going to salt it just enough. Next, some chicken breast escalope. Escalopes are a special word. They're basically a chicken breast, but they're cut really thinly. So when we saute them in the pan, it's going to cook pretty easily. Now for the noodles, we're going to use penne noodles today. This is about 4 servings, and this is $1. We'll only be cooking half of this today, because we're only using 2 servings. Now for the pesto, it's easier if you just buy pre-made pesto. What's great about this is after you're done cooking this dish, you have leftover pesto for the future. For the mushrooms, we're going to save ourselves some convenience and buy sliced button mushrooms. Button mushrooms are more mild in flavor, so we need to make sure to saute it to bring out that flavor. Now, to make this dish really gourmet, what we're going to use is dry porcini mushrooms. Dry porcini mushrooms are very aromatic and have this nice woody flavor to it. To make this healthy, we're going to add some spinach. Well, what's nice here is we have a bag of prepackaged spinach, so we don't have to worry about a lot of the rinsing. And we're just going to add this into the pasta. Lastly, we have some eggs. We're not going to be using eggs in this recipe, but we're going to be using it in the next one. So for refrigeration note, remember when you go home, make sure you refrigerate the chicken breasts, the spinach, the button mushrooms, and the eggs. When you open the pesto, then you need to refrigerate. Everything else you can leave outside. So you might ask, how much does this meal cost? So the total cost of these ingredients are $25. The thing is, let's remove the olive oil and salt and pepper from this because we will be reusing it again in the future. That leaves us with $17. Now with this $17, let's divide it by 4 because we have 4 meals. So our total cost is $4 per meal. So think about it. If you go to a restaurant, can you order a gourmet meal for $4 and have it be healthy? I don't really think so. Now, before we get started, let's make sure that we have all the right tools. And they're pretty simple today. First, we have a 4-quart stock pan. This is for boiling the noodles. Next, we're going to have a frying pan. This happens to be a 12-inch, but if you have a smaller one, that's okay. Now, to strain the noodles, we're going to get a strainer. To stir fry things effectively, we need a wooden spoon. And to flip the chicken, we're going to use tongs. Now, we're going to do some preparation, but most of the things are prepared, so you're going to see how easy it is. So let's get started. We're going to remove this, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab a small bowl, and we want to fill it with hot water. So what we're doing is for the porcini mushrooms, because they're dry, we have to reconstitute it. Now the next thing is, whenever you buy chicken breast or any meats, you want to make sure that you wash it. So what we want to do is now change the water to cold. You don't want to cook this over hot water. What we want to do is for the chicken breast, you're going to get some cold water, and you want to rub it, and you want to clean off any residual grime off it. And what you want to do is you want to grab some paper towels, and you want to dry it. So for each piece, go ahead and rinse, grab some paper towels, and then dry it up. Now with the dried chicken breast, what we want to do is salt and pepper each side of the chicken breast. So go ahead and grab your salt shaker, put a little bit on one side, and some pepper too. So salt and pepper, both sides. So for the mushrooms, all we want to do now is just start opening everything because we just want to get ready as we cook. So whenever you cook, there's a concept called mise en place, which is a French term basically meaning get everything ready before you start. Now that we have all the ingredients prepared, let's wait 5 minutes to let the salt and pepper seep into the chicken. And by that time, the porcini and the mushrooms should be done also. Okay, what we have here is a stock pot set in high in one of the big burners. What we're going to do is going to turn it up high, and we want to bring this to a boil. Next, we have our frying pan here. The first thing we want to do is we want to turn it on high, and what we want to do is we want to heat up the pan. So how do you know if it's heated up? What you do is you get some water, you do like a couple of drops like that, and as you see there, if you look at those drops, they're not really moving. It's because the pan's not hot enough yet. So what you want to do is, you know it's going to be ready when you put some drops in and it sizzles away. Just go ahead and put some water on it. So you see that, how it goes away pretty quickly? Now it's ready. So open up your olive oil, and what we want to do is put some olive oil on. Not too much, and we're going to heat this up. At this point, if you have an apron, you should probably turn it on. If you have a vent, you should probably turn it on, because the oil is going to splash. This is the nature of cooking. The next test is you're going to get a wooden spoon and you're going to put it on there, and if it starts sizzling, then you know it's ready. And what you want to do is you want to generally check to see how brown it is. So that's about good enough. I'm going to flip. You want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. And when you cook it all the way through, the best way of knowing for the time being is just go ahead and grab a scissor and go ahead and cut it in the middle. So we'll do this now just to show. So you see this right here? This is not done yet. There's still some pink there. Now for our other stock pot, it's about ready. It's about boiling right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add half of the bag. So here's the bag. You see here where there's no pink there, that means it's done. So at this point in time, you also want to keep track the time of the pasta. The al dente cook time is about 11 minutes. So now for the noodles, about every couple of minutes you want to just stir it a little gently. So we want to get to a rolling boil. Sorry. So you can lower the heat a little bit. Okay, now with the same pan, add a little bit more olive oil. Now about halfway, when cooking that, we're going to add now the porcini. Okay, now for the pasta, what you want to do is you want to grab one, and there's a term called al dente. Al dente means firm to the bite, so usually it's said 11 to 13 minutes, so what we're going to do is we're just going to taste it. And hopefully it's not overdone. If it's like just firm enough, then it's good. What you want to do is you want to drain this of broth in there. What we're going to do now is we're going to get the pesto. And we're going to grab about 2 spoons of it. So 1. What you're going to do is you're going to grab the mushrooms, you're going to put them all in. So with that spinach that we have, what you want to do is with the spinach bag, you just want to grab a handful and toss it in. And you don't want to think 2 things. You want to like, the 2 things you want to think, is there enough pesto and is there enough salt? So I like more pesto, so I'm going to add another spoon. And wow, that's a lot better. So now let's go to final plating. Now we're scooping some of our pesto and mushroom, and it has some spinach in there. We're going to plate 2 pieces of chicken, and this serves 2 servings, and if you see, you might have enough for 3. But if you have some cheese, you can grate it on top, but if not, that's cool. You can add a little bit of pepper afterwards, and that's good. But there you have it, a pesto penne pasta. Really simple, as you see, and it's really not that hard to cook. The only thing is you just need to get out there and buy some ingredients. Bon appetit, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video, cooking the second half of the ingredients you just bought.